Welcome back to another episode, guys, and today we're going to talk about The Suicide Squad, directed by James Gunn and just recently debuted on HBO Max. Now, I had a chance to check this out over the weekend, and I'm going to say I am conflicted because this is going to be a very hard review for me to do. You guys know I love DC. I love the live action. I love the animated. I'm probably going to get, blasted in the comments for some of my thoughts on this film. But how does it? First off, I'm just going to go right to it. My score for this film is a 7.5 out of 10. 7.5 is good. It is. I think my hype might have been a little too much for this film. I've heard some people who have just said that James Gunn has redefined, the superhero genre. I've heard some people just call this ultra-violent trash. So there's a mix. There was a divide between some people. I would say the majority really liked this film a lot. And again, I enjoyed it. I did. It just wasn't what I was hoping it was going to be. I was hoping for a little bit more. Now, I'm going to do some spoilers later on in the video, and I'll let you guys know so you guys can stop the video, go check out the film, and come back and finish this. But how does the film look? Well, the film looks beautiful. There are scenes, especially there's a shot with Harley going down this hallway with these flowers coming up behind her. They look gorgeous. The film is amazing. How it looks, it's beautiful. It can take your breath away. Just how good it looks. The sound, everything's there. Everything pops. The gunfire, everything. When King Shark, no spoilers, guys, because it's in the trailer, but King Shark ripping this guy apart. You hear everything, and it's good. It's really good. Like I said, some people say it's ultra-violent, and it is ultra-violent. It absolutely 100% is ultra-violent. If you're squeamish, you might get squeamish for some of the shots in this film. James Gunn had free creative control. He would never be able to do what he did with this film with Guardians of the Galaxy. That's not even in question. But so the violence, that doesn't bother me. That's not a problem. The basic premise for this film is you have Task Force X, the Suicide Squad, basically sent to this country to overthrow this dictator, who also has Starro captive. Now Starro's in this, so that's no spoiler. He's something that they're going to have to stop in this film. Now, we have our main character. We have Margot Robbie back as Harley Quinn. We have Idris Elba as Bloodsport. We have John Cena as Peacemaker. They're the three big ones, guys. Three big ones. And we have, we have a great cast across the board with this one. A big cast. And I'll talk about that in the spoilers. King Shark, he's voiced by Sylvester Stallone. I didn't realize it was Stallone doing the voice until I saw the credits at the end. I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. When I thought about it, I was like, yeah, now I'm thinking about it, it does sound like Stallone. I couldn't believe it, but that was great seeing Sly do the voice of King, who I loved King Shark. The CGI is fantastic. King Shark looks so realistic. He looks amazing in this film. Starro looked freaking amazing as well. For our giant starfish, he looked really cool. Now, that's basically what the premise of this film is to go in and stop, overthrow this dictator and basically, stop Starro as well. They don't even know about Starro. They don't know what they're in for in this film until they actually see him for the first time. Now, like I said, James Gunn, he pulled no punches. He absolutely he came out swinging with this one. And that's all I can say, guys. It's one of those films that you really need to see to really, I was talking to my cousin the other day, and he referred to it as experimental. I agree. It's definitely an experimental thing to see when you give somebody that kind of creative control, what they can do with a superhero film. Sometimes people, these directors, depending on what they're trying to do, they should be pulled back in just a little bit. Because some of them can maybe just go off the rails. But I think with James Gunn, he had an idea. And like I said, to me, and I'm going to say, guys, I do prefer, and I know this is one I'm probably going to get blasted for, but I do prefer Suicide Squad, David Ayer's Suicide Squad, to this. I do. And not by a lot, but I do prefer that one, a little bit more. Now, we're going to stop right now. because this is like I said, I gotta do some spoilers. So we're gonna stop, freeze. All right, now you guys can check this video out later after I'm gonna put some spoilers up right now. Check out the film on HBO Max, check it out in theaters, and right now I'm gonna let you guys know that this is why one of the reasons why I feel about these are gonna be some heavy spoilers. So if you don't want to be spoiled, like I said, guys, I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. Stop the video now. But one of the big things was, how is James Gunn going to handle a big cast? Well, he's going to kill half the cast off in the first 10 minutes of the film. That's basically how he's going to handle it. We have 2 separate Task Force X teams sent to this, this country, and the first team, we have, the 2 main characters. The leaders on this team are Harley Quinn and Rick Flag. They are the only survivors that make it from this team. Now, right off the bat, like this other team has, Pete Davidson in it. Pete Davidson's taken out quickly. Right off the bat, when he is taken out, he gets his face blown off. I knew that I was in for a ride when I saw that. But the problem is, like, you realize right off the bat, like, this thing's going to be ultra violent. It's going to be gory as anything. It's going to be freaking fantastic. It's going to be amazing. But the film does get sluggish at some points. This is like a 2-hour and 10-minute film. There are certain things that do move slower at certain points. I also enjoyed some of the characters more in Suicide Squad than I did in this film, and that's one of the things that I think kind of hurt this film for me in a way. But like, I was hoping I was going to like Peacemaker a little bit more. Cena's funny in certain scenes, but I was hoping I was going to like him a little bit more. Something happens. Again, I don't know if I want to get into that precise of exact spoiler when it comes to what he does towards the end of the film. But it's something that definitely made me change my mind about how I felt about the character, and not really in in a good way. But Idris Elba, fantastic as Bloodsport. You could see, this guy was, he's basically he's Deadshot, but only blood. Now he's Bloodsport. This character is almost identical in a lot of ways. But Idris is he's great. He is a scene stealer. He's very charismatic. You can tell this guy is like a leader. He's a born leader. Like, you can tell, like, they will follow him. And, you have Ratcatcher 2, who's the daughter of Ratcatcher 1, and who's played by Taika Waititi, plays Ratcatcher 1. But his daughter now, he's passed away, but his daughter has picked up the mantle. And you can see she has a good heart. She's been dealt a bad hand in life so far. But the rats that she controls, it's cool when she controls them. It's done really well, and the CGI looks fantastic on the rats as well. So I would say they are the heart of the film. Ratcatcher 2 and Bloodsport, they're fantastic. They are definitely the heart and soul. King Shark, I love King Shark. He is absolutely like one of my favorites. Especially after this movie, I love it. When they tell him, num num, he knows it's time to eat. And he goes to town. He's incredible. Like I said, the way he looks so realistic. He's freaking fantastic. Now, eventually, like I said, Rick Flag and Harley Quinn are the only ones left from that other team. They eventually join up with the other team with Idris, Bloodsport, Peacemaker, Ratcatcher 2, Polka Dot Man, and King Shark. They're like the heavy hitters that they set out there. Polka Dot Man looks awesome. When he shoots polka dots finally, when you finally see polka dots shoot out, it looks amazing. And he's definitely he's a comic relief. How does he deal with his aggression of shooting out the polka dots? Because he's not really a bad guy per se. He envisions everybody that he takes out with polka dots, they all look like his mother. So when at the end of the film he's envisioning Starro, he just sees a giant version of his mother. It's freaking hysterical. I'm not going to say all the other scenes where he sees him, but it's like laugh out loud. It's done very, very well, and it's funny. Now Harley, Margot Robbie, she's fantastic as Harley Quinn. I definitely enjoyed her more in this performance than I did with Birds of Prey. But again, she's not the heart and soul of this film, for me at least. She's not. She's in the film, a good amount for things that she has to do, especially at the end of the film. But it's not the Harley Quinn show. This is definitely not the Harley Quinn show like we've seen in other films. This is Bloodsport, and this is Ratcatcher 2. They play such an important role in this film, later on, that I can't stress that enough. But some of these other characters, I didn't feel it as much as I did with the original Suicide Squad film. I wasn't feeling it as much. Could that change when I watch it again? Because I do plan on seeing it again. Absolutely. That happened with BVS also. I liked it, but I didn't love it when I first saw it. Now I really enjoy that film a lot. So I'm hoping that second viewing can definitely change my mind about this one as well. But again, guys, it's good. It is an entertaining film. I'm telling you, man. Like I said, they pull no punches. There are people blown up. Every body part flown this way, that way. It's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. For a DC film, it looks incredible. But it's just like I said, the hype might have been too much in my mind for what I wanted to see with this film. But it's not a bad film. I like it a lot. I will pick it up when it comes out. Obviously, you guys know it's DC. I'm going to pick it up. And I think my mind probably will change in more viewings of this film. But for now, to me, it's a solid 7.5 out of 10, which is still good. And like I said, it looks good. It sounds good. The shots when Harley, from this trailer, you see when she's shooting guns. That whole scene with her, shooting guns and everything at, the soldiers, and she has a javelin in her hand. Really well done. It's a great choreographed, shot. And, Margot Robbie, she really does a good job with these action sequences. She does. And she's fantastic as Harley Quinn. But again, there are things that I would have changed. And, there's something, there are end credits. There's 2 end credits to this. So, one of them I was kind of like, oh, come on. I was hoping it was going to be somebody who was going to be left alive. But it wasn't who I was hoping it was going to be. And, you guys will see when you guys check out the film. But it's definitely worth checking out. It's just, like I said, it's a simple story. It's go in, take out this guy, and take out Starro. That's basically, it's a straightforward, story. And before I go, I gotta say, Viola Davis's Amanda Waller, holy crap. If you thought she was vicious and a complete you-know-what in the first film, she is nasty. And I'm talking nasty in this one. It doesn't matter. She will kill anybody as long as that mission gets accomplished. She is vindictive, and she is wow. I could not believe. I knew she was mean and nasty, but I couldn't believe just how much they took that character. I mean, you saw in the first Suicide Squad film when she basically just guns all these people down. She's just willing to do anything it takes in this film. She really is. She's relentless. And, things happen with her too in the film, but I'm not, not going to spoil that, guys. So, definitely, check it out. If you have HBO Max, check out in theaters. It's definitely worth checking out. It definitely is. Especially, in theaters. I think it's definitely going to pop big time, with the colors and the sound. It's definitely worth checking out. 7.5 is still solid for this film. I just would have liked to seen a little bit more with some of these characters, and would have liked to have cared a little bit more about more of these characters. Like I said, definitely, Bloodsport, Ratcatcher, obviously Harley. I mean, you can put her in there, but definitely, Harley. And, King Shark. I absolutely, I adored King Shark. I thought he was fantastic. So, like, subscribe, and comment if you guys get the chance, and I'll catch you guys in another video. Take care.